Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the wristband of destiny. It's Mikey Jewel V3. Hello, Mikey.
Wear me. Let me absorb your sweat.
Eesh.
Let me take it in.
What will you do with it?
Wait for you to squeeze.
Yay! How's it going, Mikey? Has it been good this week for you?
It's been alright. Quiet, but alright.
Well, that's good. Quiet's not bad, you know, for you, because it's better that than screaming.
Yes, always good better than screaming, except that one time.
What time was that?
We don't talk about that time.
Oh, okay. I thought that could be a fun story. I guess it won't be. People will have to
story.
pay, sign up to Patreon for that, maybe.
Yeah. Find out about the fun scream story.
Whoop whoop. Well, Mr. Mikey, I suppose we'll just jump straight into the news this week, though there is very little, so it's not going to be a desperately long show, but
Technical term is sod all.
Yeah, we're going to kick off with some highlight news, which is crappy news. Yay! 2 bits of crappy news. We're going with the Halloween movie Bumblebee items. We have a plasma cannon and blade. Obviously, they're stylized after the up-and-coming Bumblebee movie, but you can wear them as luxury items, I suppose, for if you're a child. For Halloween, they have been spotted in Walmart in Indiana for $7.97. I think that's each. Yes, that's
so.
for each.
That's better than... Are you sure it's $7.97?
Yep, $7.97.
Just like there's only one price tag there, and it says $24.97. But I think that might have been set for some. Yeah. Those are jackets.
Yeah, if you scroll down, it has the price on the actual thing itself.
Okay.
The company doing these seems to be called Disguise, which makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah. With the Halloween people, so that kind of makes sense.
Spooky.
But yeah, I mean, these are harmless, and I think they're actually an okay price for what they are.
They're better than the bandsaw you get if you're a Power Ranger.
Yeah. They have the what's it, the Tyranno...
Movie Red Ranger weapon, which is the only weapon in the entire movie.
Really? I can't remember. I thought they had more. Did I forget? Did I imagine they had their weapons?
You did, because remember, there's about a 2-minute action scene in this film.
Oh, that
followed
is
by
true.
a 2-minute robot scene.
I mean, that is true. And to be
all
fair,
of which is very ashamed of what it's doing.
Yeah, and Red Ranger's weapon looks more like the Halo blade than it does an actual sword.
Yeah, so he looks like he has a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Or a saw, not even a chainsaw. He's not cool enough for a chainsaw.
No, these look better. I mean, the knives maybe a little bit...
I have mixed feelings about that movie, for anyone who doesn't know.
Well, the Power Rangers one.
Mixed feelings.
I just didn't like it.
There's stuff to like.
I just didn't.
There's just moments of sheer just terribleness in there. And shame. I think it's the sense of just shame that dominated a lot of that movie.
Well, how do you feel about these items, Mr. Mikey? Do they empower you to buy Halloween disguises for you and your family?
Shame.
Just think of dressing your dad up as Bumblebee.
No.
Yeah, imagine that.
I don't want to, because he'd go on a killing spree.
Imagine slapping on that muscle suit onto that man.
Thank you for that, Andy. Considering I'm the only one of us who's seen him.
Yep.
So, you can just picture doing that to your grandfather.
Yay!
But, I mean, they're good for kids. It's for a child. This is the most for a child thing you can say. If I catch an adult wearing these, I will have other responses. But hey, if you're a 7-year-old and you want to buy something for a 7-year-old or whatever, then go out there, get your Bumblebee, dress up as him, and forget about it 2 weeks down the road.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
I can't imagine these will be sized for adults, though.
Do you think that would stop people?
I think it would stop some just purely because of not being able to fit inside of the thing.
Sir, I shall make you a wager.
Okay.
By TFN next year, someone at the convention will be wearing at least some of these.
What age range are we putting on this then?
We are going the full range of early to mid-20s to dead.
Okay. And how tall are they? They need to be taller than the outfit, and it needs to be uncomfortable for them to wear at the very least.
Ideally, and they must also be convinced that it is the greatest of cosplays.
Okay. I'll take you up on that.
Excellent. We will bet 1 penny farthing.
That's great, because I can guarantee, unless you remember, I will forget. I will forget by the end. Well, by 1 week's time, you'll ask me about this, and I'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Mike.
And in about an hour, I'll ask you about this, and you'll forget.
Yep, I'll have already dumped it out of my brain matter. It's already going.
Anyone who doesn't know Andy very well, he has no short-term memory.
Nope.
Unless if something's not important and stored in long-term, don't ever ask him to try and remember your face. He won't.
No, I put that stuff in the recycling bin in my brain very quickly.
Yep.
I like to keep my desktop tidy. Of
Yes.
my mind. But we've also got some more crappy news, as we're going for the officially licensed Transformers Metallic Putty by All Things Nice. I think that's the company, All Things Nice.
Doesn't Hasbro own Play-Doh?
But this is metallic putty.
So it can poison your child?
I guess. I imagine when they say putty, it's more the goopy kind of gooey stuff rather than Play-Doh-y stuff.
I just would have thought that there was a Hasbro company that could do this without having to license it out.
I mean, maybe.
But some of the art's okay.
Yeah, you get 6 different flavors, we'll call them, or colors. There's Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee again, and Grimlock.
Bumblebee tuna.
Why did I repeat those names? Because each is a different putty barrel, as they call it. I would have called it a putty pot, but never mind. And it seems to have a different color, though it doesn't specify which color is in which. But those are the options, and they're all based off the evergreen designs. At least the putty pots are. As well as... we may also see putty barrels based on the Bumblebee movie as well. The person who wrote this article guesses. Living the dream.
That seems to be quite a jump.
I don't know. I could see this is kind of rubbish, so I could see them making more little rubbish pots to just slap some more putty in. I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. But yeah,
apparently you can pre-order it.
Oh, good. I imagine these will be going like hotcakes.
I judge anyone who bought this for their 2-year-old or 5-year-old or whatever age group it's meant for.
See, I'm way more judgy of the person that pre-orders it.
Importato y distribuito de Fiam Automazione SRL via Reggio Parco 91, Settimo, Torrenzo, Italy. Shouldn't that be Italia?
I think they know what they're doing.
Not to 3, no. So it is for 4-year-olds. And if you buy this for your 4-year-old, we gotta have a talk.
Did we ever?
If you pre-ordered this for your 4-year-old, oof. Sorry, what?
Did we ever have Transformers Putty? I don't think we did.
I didn't have Putty, full stop.
I had Play-Doh. Well, did I have Play-Doh?
I had Marla. But I don't know if he, it's...
I don't know what that is.
Basically, it's kind of like off-brand Irish Play-Doh.
Oh, was it made of lead?
Came in the sticks.
Lead and asbestos.
Did you have, you get, these packs of them, and they were, in ridges.
Right.
These big rigid bars, and you just, make plasticine people and whatever.
I think I remember playing with Play-Doh, but I don't think I ever had it.
In Ireland, it was called Marla.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's your little bit of fun Irish factoid for this week.
We had Play-Doh in school, but I was never allowed to play with it. I had to play with the dolls.
Why weren't you allowed to play with it in school? Did you have a habit of eating it or something?
One of the girls wanted it, and she would absolutely kick the shit out of you.
She
was a large 5-year-old.
I just think back to you and PC, and I think how things have changed for Mikey's life.
Hey, I'm bigger than her.
And she still kicks the shit out of you.
I know. It's sort of been an interesting reversal of roles. I thought size would make a difference.
It does not.
It does not.
Oh, the shame, Mikey. Bless you. But Mikey, Putty. Any thoughts on Putty? Because my kind of thought on this is, okay, this is...
Can I use it to attack people in spandex?
I mean, you could throw it at people who wear spandex. So that's kind of attacking.
I'm more interested in that side of things.
I'm sure if you make them eat it, it'll cause them problems. It might not kill them, but...
Especially when it's called metallic.
Yeah. Little metal flakes in there. Yeah, well, there you go. Some
And you just lean in.
News.
That's the crunch.
That's the some hard-hitting, incredible news for you, Mr. Mikey. What have you got for me though? What are you gonna spin me a tale of?
So this is a bit of an odd one just because of how it came out, because the story was released by TF Source because they had pre-order up for a new third-party figure. And the way everything was released, it kind of was like, oh, we've known about this for ages. And then I asked around, did I just not remember this? And apparently, like, prototype images had shown up earlier in the week. So and hadn't made any of the new stories.
Oh.
So this is kind of a rapid drop. But Perfect Effects have revealed PEDX10 Jet Power Revive Prime. So this is an interesting idea, basically, of G1 Optimus, who turns into a largely movie-style Jetwing Optimus Prime.
Is it a reshell or reuse of the Power Master Optimus Prime that they did? Because it looks
as far as I can tell, this is an original mold.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Optimus Prime figure combines elements from different previous incarnations of the character. Also, like, he's very G1, but he has a flame chest. But then when he's combined, the G1 elements kind of get subsumed, and he seems to have very movie lines.
Okay.
So his trailer turned from a black trailer into the armor pack, including like very military style jet wings. So this is going to be out on March 2019. Truck Cab can transform into robot. V class.
Okay.
Vagina class.
Oh shit!
It's Voyager. It's Voyager. We all know it's Voyager. Trailer can be transformed into an armored suit that can be combined with the robot to form the L class, presumably leader's class armor. Completely stored in trailer. Total height 24 centimeters. Total width 26 centimeters. Comes with a cannon and an axe. Base robot, highly posable. Highly posable. Like Striker Manus levels of articulation in this guy. Very deep metallic red. Like, and no like movie details on the vehicle mode, but like just his fake robot chest has flames. On two panels, which is interesting. The combined form, like I said, lines and everything else become very, very movie. He's got giant gun, but his articulation is more limited. For instance, his knees are... They've gone from well over 90 to strictly 90. And he's got a lot more kibble and whatnot on him. But, Andy!
Mikey.
This is an interesting idea, if nothing else.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean... I think it's probably a better combined form than how he appeared in Dark of the Moon. Not Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen. That's the one I mean.
Yeah, but he murdered a guy to do that.
He did, but I think this is overall a better aesthetic look for it. It works a lot better. But then again, it's... I guess if you're into movie Prime, this looks a little bit... This is more what I would be looking for from a movie Prime, I guess. It's not perfect, but it's interesting. I guess maybe an issue I have with it is like it's another Optimus Prime from Perfect Effect, and it feels like we've already had a load of Optimus Primes from them. But yeah, you know, hey, it's got a black trailer, so that's kind of G2E, so I can give him props for that at least.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
The combined mode looks neat, I guess. He's got a little teeny head compared to his shoulders, but, you know, that's what happens when you build up that armor. It llooks fine. What about you, Mikey? Do you like it?
I'm more into the base robot, to be honest.
Okay.
The combined form works, but it's gonna be mostly static. Like, unless those legs are, like, properly heavily ratcheted. I think you're just gonna have the classic problem of everything weighing down the joints too much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Especially on the arms. I think the arms are going to be a problem. The base robot mode, though, I like the deep red. I like the level articulation. The general aesthetic, like having this kind of G1-y look, but then adding little bits of good movie things, like the slimmer chest. How it sort of tapers down into a more humanoid proportion is good. I like the arms. The leg proportions, I think, are cool. Yeah, I like the little fella a lot. The armor is just like, it would come with the set if I got it, which I won't. But I think it's a very clever way of integrating it. I also really want to see how it works, because I'm having problems seeing that trailer become that armor.
Right.
And we see it... I can see bits of it, but there's key steps missing for my brain.
Okay.
So I am kind of curious. But I think it's a neat little thing that just kind of popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, like you say, it does seem to just have appeared. Was it known like when we did the show last week?
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
But let's see if anyone's got any prices up for it. Because I saw it originally on TF Source, and I don't remember what the price was. But let's see. Load you piece. $135.
I guess that sounds about right for what you're getting.
Yeah. I'd like to see more of them.
Sure, yeah, I'd be okay with that. Not for me, but hey, whatever.
Cool. Do you want to do the next one, or will I?
Yeah, I'll let you do the Japanese stuff, Mr. Mikey. So I will take us on to X-Transbot's Legend Size G1 Sideswipe. We've got some renders of him, so it seems like the Legends train is still kind of trundling along with X-Transbots doing G1 Sideswipe. And one can assume we'll probably see a Reddit alert at some point in the not-too-distant future, right?
Assume so.
That's not a huge jump. The figure is apparently going to be about 8 centimeters tall. The features great posability, clear windows, die-cast bits on him. Doesn't say where, though. Top quality finishing and opening doors hood in the vehicle mode. Not a huge amount of images of him, but you have him in both modes. And it does show the doors opening and the hood opening as well on him. I'm not a big fan of the proportions on him, to be honest. Like the way that the chest and the shoulders kind of go out looks a bit on the strange side to me. Mikey, how do you feel about this guy?
He looks. I'm not crazy about him, to be honest. The shoulders definitely look off. I do not like the face sculpt. Maybe it's being lost in the prototype, but I remember X-Transbots are one of those guys where their face sculpts in general do not work for me.
Yeah, I would agree there.
I think it's neat the car doors open. I think that's a very clever thing to work in this scale. But the robot mode's just not working for me.
No, it's not a huge like, ooh, this looks pretty fucking tasty. But hey, I'm disappointed. I'm always disappointed to see that people have moved into Legend scale, but they're just doing the Season 1 Transformers.
Yeah, it's very safe.
Yeah, everybody, like, when a company decides to do a new series, it's pretty much just the Season 1 cast for the most part, apart from the mainstay Autobots of the other seasons, like sometimes Rodimus, sometimes Ultra Magnus, but we don't really go any further than that, and I'm guessing that's our fault as the customer base, because that's all people buy, I would assume. But it's from my perspective, it's just here's another one, here's another one, here's one more, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, it doesn't do it for me. Like you say, the face is not doing it for me either. It seems to be very sunken into the helmet as well.
Yeah,
but again, that could be just the CGI working its magic or not, I suppose. No information apart from that, so I guess, Mikey, take us on to a Japanese magazine.
Yeah, it won't stay dead.
Good.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have another Legends comic to go with the upcoming Repugnus and Grotesque, if they're not already out, but this was up online, so I can't really comment. So of course, this is by Hayato Sakamoto, and it's the sequel to The End of the Legends world, and it's a part 1.
Oh.
Which does suggest we're going to be seeing a bit more. Does suggest that. Maybe with a punch, counter punch, who knows.
Maybe.
But yeah, so it's just very nice to see all the pretty. And it's a pretty straightforward story from what I've checked, but it's fun. It's just a nice... This is very much playing on the Battle Beast idea that was from when they showed up in Headmasters. So just basic summation. So Planet Beast, year 2023, there is a war between the Beast Formers and the Laser Beasts. Two armies now on equal footing, with the Beast Formers acquiring Double Cross and following White Leo and adopting mechanical bodies, and Tiger Burn remains confident he can win using the power of the 3 Wise Ones and is controlling the headless bodies of Repugnus and Grotesque. But then a portal opens up above and Repusque flies down with a hedgehog. And then lands in his own body because all the headmasters who were in the Legends world have returned. Woo. Which, if you remember, when it comes to headmasters, is everyone. But yeah, and the Autobots and Decepticons notice the Beast Formers are in this, and they both sides decide to help out because they were cool guys back there. So Tiger Burn has headmasters Scope Cougar and Skull Groats
Wow.
combined with the Monster Bot bodies. I no idea who they are. I'm going to open a thing right now as I'm saying this. But it fails because Jetfire, Bumblebee, Seaspray, Alana, Spike, and Marissa show up, including Sue Fairborn, baby Marissa. So they use the Water Gem of Motion to restore Tadalak and the Well Transformation, which I believe is it's the planet Alana's from. Seaspray sprays it on Scope Cougar and Skull Groats, who turns them, separates them from Terrorizer and Shuffler. So Scope Cougar and Skull Groats are two beast formers. One's a cougar and one's a dragon. And they were fused with Terrorizer and Shuffler. And it frees the Monster Bot bodies. Repugnus steals his body back, and White Leo reveals that Grotusk cannot be restored right now as his head is in another dimension with Platinum Tiger, as you do. The reason for this, Platinum Tiger has sequestered himself away for being evil, because he fell for the curse of Head Tiger, which he used to save Grotusk's head from the laser beats. Grotusk attempted to mitigate the curse by using gemstones to merge the Platinum Tiger. Didn't really work, and Platinum Tiger decided to seal himself away so he wouldn't hurt anyone. Grotusk says he's happier this way since he doesn't have to look at himself. Oh my god, he's so hideous, he doesn't want to look at himself. But Platinum Tiger realizes that they need to come back and return to the real world, breaks out of the prison, combines with Grotusk's body, and downloads the Monster Bot consciousness into it. Grotusk is going, no, I'm hideous, and Platinum Tiger basically tells him to man the fuck up. We're not going to share the same body. You're going to deal with this yourself. I'm going to go punch stuff. Tiger Burn is enraged. He lost the Monster Bots. He steals the Water Gem from Seaspray and uses the 3 gems to call upon the power of the legendary Red Phoenix, Wood Beetle, and Shocking Shark.
What are they?
My god. Not Shocking Shark.
What are they?
I don't know.
They must be Battle Beast things, right? Because I was wondering if they were like pseudo Sentai vehicles that would combine together.
I thought they were a Brave thing for a second, but let's see. Battle Beast. Yep, it's a base. It's a playset.
Okay, well that makes more sense. It's a bit disappointing, but okay.
Yeah. So, but I thought this was a nice little easy intro to the whole thing.
Sure, it's a shame that we don't get part 2 soon because it's not a complete story and it very much feels incomplete.
Yep, but my god, is it pretty?
Yeah, it's always happy to see. I like the, what was it, White Tiger? Did you say? Platinum Tiger.
Platinum Tiger.
Platinum Tiger talking to the head which is on his back.
Yeah,
I think that's a bit of a surreal experience.
The response is basically, hey, get used to seeing your reflection and get on with it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's fun. Also, I did like the bit where, like, the tiger hits Seaspray and Alana's like, nah, save him. Dear. And Rodimus and Cop are in this as well. Yeah. Which, oh, Xiao Xiao's there.
Is she?
Oh, I didn't notice her there. Next to... Yeah. Oh, I was looking at the wiki. She's not on the list. I'm going to have to put her on the list. But, you can see Rodimus and Hot Rod and Cup.
Yeah.
Look there, someone's crying. Look at them crying. Aww. At the reunion of Marissa and Sue.
I can't see... Oh, no, yeah, there she is, yeah.
Hello. She's great. Xiao Xiao's great.
I think it's the colouring that just kind of blends her in with Cup's fist, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you can just see the red of her dress.
Yeah.
But I think this is nice, and I like they kept the fact that the Decepticons in the Legends world weren't particularly bad guys.
No.
No.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, there you go. Shall we move on, Mr. Mikey?
Yes, take us on.
To our last bit of news, we're ending this week with Bumblebee movie celebration in the UK and new release date.
Woo!
Excuse me. A movie promo for the United Kingdom will take place on the 11th of September.
Oh my god.
So that's Tuesday, I think?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's Tuesday because it's the 9th today. Monday will be the 10th. Yeah, so that's right. It's Tuesday. And it will be at the Grovis, I don't know, some bloody hotel somewhere. It's fine. I don't care. Hasbro will also act as the sponsor and will deliver many banners from the Transformers franchise, My Little Pony, and Power Rangers franchises, including the 25th anniversary decorations. Alrighty. Furthermore, the UK release date for the movie has been moved up from the 26th of December to the 21st of December. So we're getting it just before Christmas, which is good. Because I can't imagine people would want it. Well, people go out on Boxing Day, I hear, to see things, don't they?
I don't know.
I wouldn't, personally. But Mikey, 21st, you going? Day one?
Yeah, probably.
Day one release?
Don't know.
You
Depends.
don't know.
I'll probably see it.
Yeah. You're not convinced on a day one release yet?
Don't know.
Oh, Mikey.
Depends on if I think I care about spoilers. And I'll decide that closer to the time.
Of course you care.
I don't always care.
Of course you care. It's going to be an epic movie.
Maybe it will, but I don't always care.
And with that, Mikey, that's all of our news for this week, sir.
It's a goddamn quiet. I mean, I was looking through to see if there's anything interesting, but there's a bit of the Bumblebee graphic novel is out on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! I read the preview. It looks very G1.
Okay. In a good way or a bad way or what?
In a I don't know. I'll decide when I've read it kind of way.
Fair enough.
There's 2 new characters coming to Earth Wars who are original characters.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Earth Wars is still going, to be honest.
I didn't think it was.
No.
But apparently it's doing well enough that they're going to make brand new characters.
Yeah, well, that's good, I guess.
They've confirmed that Punch Counter Punch is coming out, and it's not numbered in the Siege numbers, but it's in Japan, but it'll be more expensive over there as well.
Oh.
No, it was a really quiet week.
Yeah.
Really quiet week.
Well, I guess then, Mr. Mikey, I'll ask you, what you been up to this week? What you done for fun, son?
What if I replied with, it's been a really quiet week?
I would ask that you had to fill it with something.
Not much, to be honest.
Oh, man.
Let's see. It's just been one of those weeks, you know. Because, Zio episode 2 isn't subbed yet.
Right.
So, I don't know. Haven't been watching any major anime that's worth talking about. Haven't been watching any major TV that's worth talking about. Still doing the Voltron catch-up.
Mm-hmm.
Still fairly annoyed Keith's a main character. Because he's just terrible as a person.
Right.
But, the ones I liked are still awesome. It's just, the show really wants you to... Keith's developing into a leader figure, and he's rebelling, and maybe he needs to come back and take over again, because Keith... but I'm just like... You did too much of a good job of making me just really dislike him early on.
Yeah. And they haven't brought you back around to liking him again yet.
Not really. Didn't read anything major this week. Didn't buy anything. One thing I did see was episode 60, part 2 of DBZ 8 Abridged.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised that there wasn't... there are 3 parts. I didn't realize it was 3 parts. So when I finished episode 2, I was like, this doesn't feel like it's the end.
It makes sense, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cramming a lot of stuff into this episode.
They be.
I mean, it's an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was interesting.
Episode 3 is out.
Probably next week.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was fun. Very different tonally. Quite serious. It got a lot of gags, but it's quite heavy.
Well, as heavy as it gets.
I think Gohan snaps pretty bad.
Yeah, but I'd say I didn't feel super heavy stuff because, you know what's coming.
Yeah, well, you do. Because we've seen it, but I'm just trying to look at it in isolation as its own
Who
thing.
watches this on its own
I know,
merits?
I've met people who have not seen Dragon Ball.
Really?
Yes. This is their introduction to Dragon Ball. This is their experiencing Dragon Ball.
They'll never go and watch the proper show, though.
Some of them have.
That's even weirder. That's even stranger.
But no, I like the performances quite good. I like the tone of the episode. It's not like break your sides laughing. I thought the other one, the first part, was much funnier.
Mm-hmm.
But it is dealing with something like, hey, here's your kid character murdering a lot of people. So,
Yay!
I mean, there's good bits like Vegeta and Krillin have a really good moment at the end. When did you get the balls? that was good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's good bits in the middle, like, can we finally talk about Mr. Popo?
Yeah.
was a good bit, but like a good DBZA episode, it always sort of takes the stuff from the show and makes you sort of look at it and go like, this is kind of something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's going. The last part is probably next week. Looking forward to it, and maybe we'll find out if there's a long-term plan. I am pretty much suspecting there isn't.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Which is again understandable. They have freely admitted they don't make any real money out of this anymore.
Yeah.
And they are now a fully functioning company in their own right, and they're all running Twitch streams and everything else. So life is happening. Just trying to think, is there anything else worth talking about? Been watching a playthrough of the Spider-Man game because I don't have a PS4. I've been enjoying that. Yeah. Writing is really good in that. Can't comment on what it's like to play the game, but the writing is very good.
I played a bit of it around at Dave's house, and we didn't play a lot of it, but it's just like, it just feels, to me at least, not having played the full thing or anything, it just feels like it's good, but it's just another one of those Spider-Man games.
Did you go around humming Spider Andy, Spider Andy?
I didn't. I tried to jizz on people.
That was on. No, Andy, no. You can't swing from that.
I found.
Hang on. Were you that guy who just stood in the middle of like a fight and just tried to like web everyone?
No. I was a guy that found a homeless man on the street. Just I didn't shoot him. But I did shoot his sign. No one's getting money.
I want you to be able to web normal people to walls in that game.
No, you can't. You can't web normal people.
Oh,
and you know how we actually did an experiment to find out what happened to the people you knock off the buildings. They don't fall to their deaths, which I thought was disappointing. I was very disappointed. What happens is you knock them off the building, and then somehow miraculously, you have to assume that Spider-Man's put like a device on them or something like that, because they're webbed to the side of the wall, and if you're fast enough, you can see them a web come from them and get stuck to the wall, and then pull them to the wall and stick them to the wall before they plummet to their death. Saying that, Spider-Man does throw sewer gratings at them and whatnot, so
it's okay. It's a concussion.
They're still dead.
Concussion, Andy. They're fine.
Yeah. Some of them get lifted up in stealth motions and get dropped face first onto steel girders, but they're fine as well. Clearly.
I've always said it's kind of hilarious that Spider-Man games are all about like, oh, you got to use agility and everything else to win these fights. And my God, look at you using your brains because you can't take people on one-on-one. So he's using like, oh, spider jumps and webs and ooh, it's clever. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I just saw him catch a car. Like one punch. Like there should be the Jam Project song going in anytime he goes into a fight. One punch! And that's like the guy's paced.
He did never have that, there was never that Spider-Man episode where he had to learn to control his strength, was there?
No, there is in the comics, because that's like, they mention that multiple times. They're just like, and obviously I learned to hold back pretty quick.
Yep.
Because I don't want to knock this guy's head off his shoulders.
Literally.
Yeah. But there was never that episode in any of the cartoons where it's just like he's fighting normal people and he kicks them and he's just like, oh no. Oh, it's everywhere.
That's how you end the fight.
Yeah, I can't having not played the game. I can't really comment on how good the gameplay really is, but like it looks like the storyline is really, really well written and the acting's top notch.
There's a lot of busy work though.
Yeah, but Spider-Man games.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Apparently, there is a direct in the Japanese dub. There is a direct reference to Tokusatsu Spider-Man, where they're just like they call him, what is it, the Guardian of Hell?
Oh, nice,
or something like that. Which is like this tagline he had in the Japanese one.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was Japan and everyone has to have some cool name they can call out, like Spider-Man. Presumably, I've never seen it, but presumably he did some sort of weird pose. Said, "I am the Guardian of Hell, Spider-Man."
Yeah.
Because officially, because that character's shown up in comics now, and he's called Spider-Man.
Okay.
And his giant robot showed up as well. Spider-Man. Yeah, I've got nothing else. It's been a quiet week. I've got something coming to me, but that won't be here. Might be here next week. Might not. Depends.
Ooh, is it something fun?
Hopefully.
Oh.
Hopefully it's not another ass kicking.
Oh, okay.
Unless, again, we're back to the happy screams. But
why do you order them, Mikey? Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Andy, what about you?
What have I done this week? Much like you, not a huge amount. I went to see my buddy this week on Thursday, and we recorded a podcast, which will go. It's a Patreon show, so it's a Moonbase Woo Woo. That'll go up at some point. I don't know when. It depends when Mikey. You might have one for this month, Mikey. So we'll probably get that one up. This one was just kind of recorded because we're there, and I thought it'd be a good fun thing to do. What else did I get to? I watched stuff. I watched and finished. Deleted it, but Unlimited Blades. The Fate Unlimited Blades. I finished that completely because I don't think I had finished it when we last talked. Had we? Had I?
No, you had paused and gone like, this wasn't based. You couldn't tell this was based on porn.
That's right.
You couldn't tell.
That's right. I finished it all. It was fun. It was good. I still prefer Fate Zero. That's still my favorite of the Fate stuff I've seen so far. But no, worth a watch. If you haven't seen anything Fate-wise before, give it a crack. I definitely would start with Zero first, since it's the prequel. But yeah, it does have... There's a lot of talking about people's ideals, which is almost stereotypical Japanese melodrama, I find. And, you know, maybe it's because I've seen so much of it, I get a little bit tired of people talking about their ideals and how their ideals are wrong versus my ideals, and my ideals are the best, but oh no, the other guy thinks their ideals are better than mine. All that kind of nonsense. It's like, okay. I also watched the... Fate's Day movie Heaven's Feel Part 1, which is the last of the routes, because if you didn't know, Fate's Day Night is a visual novel, and you get to choose 3 storylines, basically which waifu do you want, and it goes off into very different storylines. Fate's Day Night is Route A, Unlimited Blade Works is Route B, and Heaven's Feel is Route C. And they've decided to do that as a 3-part movie series. I've seen part 1.
Interesting approach.
Yeah, Heaven's Feel is apparently the best one as well. And after watching part 1, I'm like, okay, I can see that. I can. It's not gone as dark as I hear it gets, but it's pretty bleak, shall we say? And apparently, things are implied in other or will be implied in other episodes of the movie, which will be kind of like, ooh, this.
Is this implications that where you're going like, this isn't a porn game? It wasn't based on porn. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's the most sexual I've heard of the roots, and there's certainly one part where I watched a review and they said, no, this was just fucking. they toned it down here, but they were just fucked here. And I was like, okay, it's just a bit of boob grabbing, and that's it during a dream sequence.
It's fine.
It's fine. But it's really good. The animation on it is top quality. It's super pretty. It's a very, very pretty film. So I'd recommend giving that a watch. But again, don't watch... That especially is not a jumping on movie. That expects you to have at least watched Unlimited Blade Works.
Well, if it's doing a route, you presumably are supposed to have been aware of what happens in the route up until you started making the choice that took you off in the direction of lady number C. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that the way those routes become available is you complete Route A, then you go through again and choose the option to make Route B, and then complete that, and then you've given the option to do Route C. The good thing about the movie is they, for the most part, skip over most of the stuff that you already know from, the opening halves.
Which is good, but it also means if you haven't seen the opening halves...
Yeah, they kind of cover it in the title sequence, so the titles are going by and you can see what's happened at the beginning of Unlimited Blade Works basically playing on in the background, and it's like, that's a good way of doing it. Do not be a newbie to this, though, because you'll be like, what the fuck is going on? It'll make no sense, or very little sense, so definitely do Heaven's Feel if you haven't, or if you have done the other Fate Stay stuff. But I think you could enjoy it, Mr. Mikey. I don't think you need to watch the Dean version, which is the Fate's Day Night. You can just watch Unlimited Blade Works if you wanted, but you still need to watch Fate Zero anyway because of Urabachi.
Urabachi.
Praise him! Praise him!
Praise him! Oh god! I saw an interesting thing during the week of someone saying like they were talking about they were watching Kabuto. And they came to an end and said, like, I really liked it. And I'm always like, that's nice. Mm-hmm. I don't really like Kabuto, but it's always nice that someone had fun with it.
Sure.
It's a weird show. It's a very weird show.
There's some nice designs in there.
Very nice, very weird show.
Yeah.
And then someone said, like, Oh, and they were talking about that poll we saw.
Oh, that awful poll where
Yeah.
people made horrible mistakes with their life.
Yes, where it turns out, at least with a few thousand people, Fies is the most popular writer show in Japan.
And Gaim was 13th.
Gaim was 13th. At least O's was in the top 4.
And XZ was what, 9th?
9th.
What the fuck? Where was Forze again?
4th, I think, was in top 5.
Yeah, and Wizard was in the top 10, wasn't it?
Think so.
Oh yeah, because the last on the list was Ghost, and I was like, okay, yeah.
I don't know. That still means Ghost made it into a top 10, didn't it?
No, because it wasn't in the top 10. It was
no.
Because
like
Gaim it wasn't put on the top 10. It was put on the list below that, where it's like, this is where the other ones were placed.
But then someone said, like, it's interesting because Fies is so unpopular in the West, and someone said, I would have thought Gaim would be the unpopular one. And the response was, oh, Gaim's unpopular, but there's a small little fandom that likes it, and they're sure happy to tell you that everyone likes it.
Fuck you!
Like, I don't know if you're listening, mysterious person. I do not do this to attack you or
Chris.
have a go or anything else.
Chris.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
I would go after him. I would go after him in the fucking street.
He's a shit stirrer, that Chris Vangelis.
Yep, but it's just odd to me because my experience of the Kamen Rider fandom is people going like, have you heard of Gaim? I've heard of Gaim. Gaim is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And also my experience of the Kamen Rider movies and how they're made is, have you heard of Gaim? Gaim is pretty fucking cool. Gaim is fucking cool. Like, I just, and no one, apart from the fact that Fies came back a couple of times.
In what
no
sense?
No one talks about, like, the actor came back for some dry stuff.
Okay.
And one of the characters in Zeo has a Fies gun.
Right.
It's just called the Fies gun.
What's it based off?
It's the mobile. It's based off the Fies gun. the driver. I don't know what they were called there actually. But it's just odd to me. Anyone would say that because it's been completely opposite in my experience, and maybe I don't think
in a bubble.
I don't think I do in this regard, because I check out opinions. And the only time I've ever seen an opinion that was, like, really anti-Gaim, it's a guy who said his favourite show was Ghost. And, once that sentence converts, like, I don't like Gaim, but I think Ghost is the best show ever, I do slowly lose my mind.
Is this where the man was hunted down? Torches and pitchforks.
Burn the heretic!
He lies!
Throw the fruit slices upon his bonfire! Just running around hurling melons at him. You are not worthy of the melon lord!
Oh, man.
But yeah, it was just weird. It's been that's a weird one. It's weird for me to think Fies is that popular. I think the only thing I can think is the aesthetics and kind of very, as you were saying, it's like ideals. It's a very ideal base show.
Yeah.
But
I remember really not liking it. I remember watching it once and being like, never again.
The writing in that show is a mess. Like, just objectively a mess. Like, if you compare it to Ryuki, which was also in the top 10.
Yes.
Just like, no. And
as Mr. Stu says, the belt flies off every other person.
Yeah,
the belt and the belt explodes off them.
the belt flies off and it just lands on someone else.
Yep.
And also, I mean, I don't want to get into a big rumble and rant. It's strange to me of all the shows to come in top. Like, I was really surprised Blade's in the top 10.
I was happy.
I was happy, but I know that in the Japanese fandom, Blade is, at least in the adult fandom, Blade is not well regarded in Japan.
Oh, really?
It's very much a niche show.
Huh.
So it's kind of like how the Dai Ranger, the White Dai Ranger, Kiba Ranger, like in Japan, not a popular character. Here, obviously, it's the White Ranger. It's Tommy. It's very popular with the Power Ranger guys, but in Japan, that character not popular. Because he's the annoying Child Ranger. And even in Japan, where this idea was being done more than once, no one likes the annoying Child Ranger. You know what I didn't do as a child? Really want to be that little guy from Blue.
No.
From Turbo. And just like, I want to go, oh wow, I see myself in him. I literally used to go like, I don't think he's in that suit. No,
you want to be the cool teenagers.
Yeah. I want to be the robots.
I mean, that works too.
Still want to be the robots. Yeah, I've stalled it for enough time. I've got nothing else. There. Anything at all?
Anything at
Outside.
all? I've done some other stuff. I also watched Carnival Phantasm, which is the kind of fun series connected to Fate's Day.
I've heard good things about that.
It's not bad. There's also another show it's connected to, but I don't know what it is. So those characters have the episodes, and I'm like, none of your jokes are good because I do not. They don't make sense to me because I don't know.
Is that what
the joke
that
is for the
line
character.
came from?
No. Oh yeah. I've actually made that as my background because it's so full of joy.
Oh yeah, Tsukihime. I'm just looking now. Like, it's basically just Type Moon, the OVA series.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tsukihime, I know because I read the manga years ago, and that was their first like, oh, this is totally not just porn.
Yeah.
But what else is in there? Yeah, it's mostly Fate's Day and Tsukihime. Yeah, that makes sense. That was twisted as fuck, that series, when I actually started getting into it. Like, that was my first introduction properly to how twisted anime can get. Because there's some darkly sexual shit in that.
It seems like the Carnival Phantasm is... Do you want all the characters to pretty much have a happy existence? Because this is the only way that's going to happen.
Do you want these people to have joy?
Yeah. Like, one of the servants in Fate's Day is Medea, I think, from Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know much about her life?
Not off the top. The name's familiar, but I don't know much off the top of my head.
She's somewhat cursed by the gods to fall madly in love with Jason from Jason and the Argonauts. And and in doing so kind of leaves her land, kills her brother because she's madly in love, and then kind of gets screwed over because Jason don't give a fuck about her. Then
Is Jason in Fate's Day a woman or something?
No, Jason in the... As far as I know, Jason from the Argonauts has never been done, but she has a pretty harsh life and does not have the greatest end in the series. So in Carnival Phantasm, she gets to be together with the person that she loves, which is a master, and she's all happy, and she collects Saber figures, and she wants to dress... She wants to steal Saber in the show, and in this show, she wants to steal Saber so she can dress her up as a maid and in other cute outfits. It's like her secret passion. She's like this weird otaku who collects Saber outfits and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's a little bit more joyful than any of her other incarnations. So that's cool. And there is nothing more joyful in my eyes than Saber riding a. What are those children's rides where you put the coins in them called? Because that's what
rides?
I mean,
that's what I've got.
I wondered if there was like another fancy word for them.
I'm sure there is, but to me, they are rides.
They are rides, yeah. That's what Saber is riding to win a race. Because the Holy Grail War in one of the episodes is going to be judged by who can win a race. So Saber has a child's ride. And Lancer has probably the best chance in a drag racer. But what would the problem be with having a drag racer, Mikey, in a race?
You can't turn.
Correct. Correct. He does not make it. And Ryder, who has a riding skill of A+, has a bicycle. And puts her master Shinji, who's a shitbag, in the front bucket, a la E.T. And she's able to stay pretty well up with them because that skill is A+. It's fun. It's a fun little show. Makes no sense, and they have nightmarish cat people in there. But I really did enjoy it. And again,
where would we be, Andy? Where would we be without nightmarish cat people?
You don't know what I'm talking about, Mikey.
Is this like how Excel Saga has those really cute little bear things that are trying to wipe us all out?
No, these are like this is like someone thought these might be cute, but they're not. They're just nightmarish.
Oh right. Oh no, I've seen one like that, but that was about teddy bear lesbians.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Basically, it was like bears adorable teddy bears disguise themselves as girls to go to an all-girls school, and then it turns out they're alien bears or something like that, and they are eating other girls at the school. But also they must learn the power of lesbian love,
as you do.
And it's more like, these are supposed to be cute, but they're eating a person, so it's less cute. So it was that. Yeah, that's kind of set a standard for me, to be honest.
Well.
Sweet zombie Jesus!
I told you, nightmarish cat, right?
that is the main character of Tsukihime done as a cat lady,
Yeah.
whose name I think is Hime or Tsukihime or one of the two. Those have killed before.
Yeah.
Those oh god, there's more. Like, oh my god, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
Just like regular Saber, and she's just like, oh god, save me,
There's all these weird cats around her. It's weird.
please put me back in the porn.
It's bizarre. But yeah, that's what I've been up to this week. All the fancy stuff. Oh, I got Scourge as well. Legend Scourge.
Oh, neat.
Because I've been wanting him for a very, very long time. Because I thought the American version was tat, color-wise.
Yeah.
It just was wrong on so many levels. So I'm glad to have got him. But he's just like Windblade, effectively. A little bit more transformation to him. But I think he's okay. I just wish maybe his wrists clicked into position rather than them just being weird and floaty. It's a weird choice. Mikey, do you have anything else you want to talk about, or are we done for this week? Here's a question: is Tsukihime worth watching?
I liked it at the time, but this was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
So it's difficult to tell. But it was, like I said, that was more than 10 years ago, actually. But it was my introduction to this kind of, like, not like I'd seen Evangelion already, but I'd seen it as a child and not really registered what was going on, to be blunt. But this is where I thought, oh, wow, this is how... Because it was all, like, the story gets into dark, weird sexual stuff. The anime tones it down a lot.
Right, sure, of course.
But it does get into, basically it's kind of like Fate Stay Night in that regard. Just like, it's probably worse in the game.
Sure.
And then I did some research and it turned out, this was much worse in the game. This was much, much worse in the game.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. Like, it was a fun enough show. It's vampires, so obviously that's a plus or a minus for people these days.
That's true.
But when I think about it, it came out in that kind of like anime doing vampires for everything phase.
Oh, okay.
Like, which is weird because there was this like 6-year period where like every other anime show you'd stumble upon had a vampire main character. But also I went through like a stage of just trying to find weird vampire animes, which you'd be amazed how many weird comedy animes there are about like vegan vampires. It's like, we don't want to hurt anyone, but I want to eat your face.
Gotta eat.
Oh my sweet lord. Stop sending me these. But Tsukihime, I might check it out, but it is definitely, from what little Fate Stay I've seen, it's quite different.
Okay, well, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Right, well, Mr. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Palo, on YouTube as GWolfie3, and if you want to contact us here in Moonbase 2, we have the moonbase2@gmail.com email address, and of course we have @moonbase2. Also, since if you're on Patreon and you want to send us a message, you can send us a message over there, and yeah, that'll be nice. And not just Jason Kirk, lovely as he is, who's just like, I'm suddenly very aware of the fact that experienced podcaster and Transformers fandom member Jason Kirk is listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing it, Jason? Why? Just why? What was it we were described as at the TFCon podcast? The sheer madness of Moonbase 2?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, followed by Chris shit-talking us for 2.5 minutes.
Again, sounds about right.
What? That's a fork.
What are you talking about?
Why is that... Why is it a fork?
That's the Holy Grail, Mikey, from Fate's Day. Embodiment, if it was alive.
As a fork?
Well, it's meant to be like the hands reaching up to the weird purple thing above it.
Are you sure? Because it looks like a fork.
No, I'm pretty sure.
And that reminds me, the Arco's being discontinued on Blu-ray.
Oh, really? Okay.
Jai sent me a thing and just like, I think it might just be season 1, but I think that's very sad.
Yeah.
Because that's a fun show.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, well.
Buy it while you can, kids.
Yeah, man.
Before you experience what it's like to try and buy an anime they're not making more of.
Oh, yeah. Woof, woof.
Try and pick up Kill la Kill, guys. Try it.
Ugh.
Try it.
Hey, even when that came out, it was pretty expensive, I thought.
What? That was ridiculous when it came out.
Yeah, each part was divided in 3 sets.
40 euros, 40 quid, whichever.
Each.
40 quid.
Yeah.
40 quid, because I was in England at the time. Each.
Yeah.
So 120 would have cost you to get. That's Japanese Blu-ray prices.
It was weird. It was a bad choice.
It was very odd.
Anyway, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums. We're on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We are also on most of those RSS feeds, so you can find us there. And if you want to head over to patreon.com/moonbase2, you can get, by signing up for $2 each month, the extended versions from the File of Teltran 2. You also get it early. You also get interviews that we do early as well. And you can get stuff like the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about things that aren't Transformers related, kind of like what we do just now, but there's actually a point to it. A subject.
Is there?
Sometimes. I hope so.
Is there?
I haven't listened to the ones you've done, so I hope so.
Wow, dick. I believe Matt wants us to do a build one, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I got a message today.
Oh, I haven't even finished build, so I'll need to at
It
some
was
point.
like, I want to watch build. I want to talk build. Build.
Well, like I say, I've got to finish build first. Well, I suppose I don't need to do it.
You do. You weren't on the last one.
I wasn't on
Actually,
the
you
first
were
one,
on the
though.
last one. You weren't on the first one.
That's right.
And which means you missed out on geeking out on Kuroto the first time around.
I did. It's true.
Which makes me think, is there any character in build you'd geek out over? There's ones you'd like, but I can't. Build does not like.
It doesn't
The
have
only
the
it's-
crazy character like
No,
that
the
you
only
love.
like the character you love, like, oh my god, it's so nice to see this slime ball on screen. It's Evol
Yeah,
or Revolt.
and he's a standard
but-
bad guy rather than
Yeah,
a
he's
god.
just a really well done bad guy.
Yeah.
But that he is just a bad guy.
Yes.
I think he might be the strongest one though.
Probably. Why not?
Well, like, I basically said on Twitter after it ended, like, my dream fight is like Gaim before the crossover adaptational wimp thing came in, because that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, versus Evol
Mhm.
at full power, because it's basically just one guy opens a black hole and one guy counters by opening a rip in dimensions, and then they just punch each other because that's what you do in Rider.
That sounds about right.
I'd watch that.
And you can find all my nonsense on the ccbunker.weebly.com, and I think that's us done, Mr. Mikey.
Yep.
Yeah, so we will catch you next week, everybody.
Take care, kids.
Bye-bye.